How did Lakonik get together? How did Lakonik form? Mark and I had known each other for years. We were working in a record shop, and I was in my first proper band, which we called 20,000 Lemmings, Can't Be Wrong, or 20,000 Lemmings. And it was my first proper band, but it's also probably my most successful in terms of what we managed to get out of it. Well, as you know, Lakonik's just me and Glenn. It's our, I think, a fourth musical incarnation, as we've been in bands when we were a lot younger. Ended up playing at a festival on Mersey Island in Essex, and playing to about 2,500 people, supporting New Model Army of all people. After Tomorrow, Sugar Ocean, Joyride. Then it all went quiet for a long time. We stopped making music, carried on seeing one another's friends, sort of drinking buddies, pool players. We put our toys away and packed up. Usual sort of thing, but both had families. We still kept very close friends, stayed in touch, drinking buddies, but the music was put to one side. Yeah, and then I think Glenn was messing about with one of the last tracks we were working on as Sugar Ocean, when we were down to a two-piece again, which never kind of really, what you see is what you get. It was only 2 years ago that we started talking about it again. I was getting back into a space, literally, where I could create music again. Whoa. Which is the studio that we're in now. It was a kind of song where Glenn sort of occasionally did this, but stepped out from behind the keyboards really and rocked out on the guitar. It's one of those songs. It's always stuck in my mind. I think from what I remember, it either came from my guitar riff, the one that's sort of tremolo-y. I think after Sugar Ocean and Mark and I were playing, it was around the time of Oasis and Primal Scream, things like that. So it was very guitar heavy. Maybe you got the chord sequence first, I'm not sure which way around it was, but it was certainly based around that riff to begin with. Mark's always the better guitarist. I'm alright, I'm competent enough on rhythm guitar, but whenever I picked up a guitar over the years, it was the riff was what I'd play first of all. I think Glenn was fiddling about with it and started recording the guitar and stuff, and come up with some new piano and things. It's always been there in the background. Asked me if I wanted to contribute, so I came down and stuck some more guitar on and sang. It was the first one when I got the studio set up that I started tinkering with the programming and the drums and the keyboards and the other bits of it. And I actually ended up laying down the main guitar tracks for it, just because I'd learnt them off by heart over the years. Both liked it. I think Glenn liked playing it because he was sort of quite up front on the guitar on that track. I think he said before on video that it's one of his favourite songs to play. Incredibly catchy, lively, kind of. But when we came up with that song, it was towards the end of Sugar Ocean really, and I don't recall if we ever played it live. Reception to it was fantastic, actually. I mean, only on a moderate scale, but people were just amazed that we could get this much noise out of the two of us in our little studio. I mean, we'd not done this sort of thing before. Our old bands were in the old days, but basically you were looking at using a lot of hardware equipment to record in those days, and that meant you quite often going to a studio or spending a lot of money yourself. Ups and downs along the way with it. There was because it was still a learning curve technically. It took a long time to reach fruition. These days, that's all been replaced by software, and you can, pretty much. Many bands do. You could have a whole session, then something would go wrong, and then you'd have to start all over again. Yeah, I think a lot of people are surprised that I think it's got quite a band vibe to it. So many people are surprised to realise it's just the two of us.
But from rehearsing 2 years ago, it took us a year to get What You See out there. And we did a little acoustic set.
It's steadily got streams. It's our most successful streaming track so far.
It's still our most played song on Spotify by a long way. Everyone liked it, even the youth, even the kids really liked it. We were really pleased with the outcome of it.
Why did we feel the need to bring it out again?
The new version is very different.
I think we've learned quite a bit as we've made, the tracks since then. I was never 100% happy with all of the vocals and things. I felt I'd rushed them a bit, but then again, some of it had a good vibe, so I wouldn't want to completely re-record it.
Over the years, I've kept in touch with people that I've been in bands with in the past, and one of them, a guy called Andy Fuller, who now lives in America. I think it's Wisconsin. Andy was the drummer in 20,000 Lemmings all those years ago. My first proper band that I played with, and Andy was and is a brilliant drummer.
The main sort of factor was that Glenn's old drummer from 20,000 Lemmings, Can't Be Wrong, he's got his own drum studio, and he it was just an experiment really to see if he could record some live drums that we could use and mix into one of our tracks, and that seemed quite an obvious one to do because it does have quite a band vibe on it.
As a transatlantic project, I sent him over What You See Is What You Get, and took the drums out, which were programmed on our side, and asked him if he fancied to go doing some real live drums, which he did.
Sort of live drum kit feel anyway, what we'd programmed. Yeah, we got Andy's drum track,
and to be honest, it's knocked us out of the park. We're so pleased with what he sent back to us.
The fact that we were changing that kind of made sense to do a few other things that kind of were playing on our minds.
It's got a different feel, a different vibe completely. It encouraged us to change other parts of the song as well.
Add some vocals really. I wanted to re-sing the middle bit because I always thought it was a little bit ropey.
Mark was not unhappy, but thought we could do better with some parts of the song, so we've recorded separate different parts for that.
But also I've added some harmonies. Some of them are more sort of ad-libby bits. Quite fun really.
A bit more feel to it, a bit more vibe, which again I just think it really works. It's really brilliant.
And I think it's come out quite well. Well, I think it's come out very well. I think it's got a new lease of life.
It's a real kick up the backside for summer, and I think it's a great way to celebrate the 12-month anniversary.
Listen to it, download it, share it.
I think we've actually improved on the original. Give it a listen. You might like it.